everyone, it's Melissa with The M Word. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kiddos. I have a 7-year-old, she's almost 8, she'll be 8 next week. Oh boy, it's a lot to take in for some reason. Like, I don't know where the time's going. I also have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. She's 1.5. So today's video is just gonna be a really chatty January update and just letting you know how the new year is going. I obviously still need to tear down our Christmas decorations. I had planned on doing that last weekend and we just were too busy and I couldn't get it done. We had family Christmas and then we had, my husband was on shift. So it didn't happen. Probably will be down this week then instead, this weekend. And we started a full week of school again and are no longer doing our Christmas around the world unit study. We have officially started our dinosaur unit study. And it's crazy that it is already a new year. Like, I feel like as like when I was little, like younger and like high school, middle school, the time just dragged on. Like weeks would take forever. And now that I'm an adult, I blink and it's 3 years later. Like, I don't understand where the time is going. But regardless of all that, my chattiness is basically going to be my plans for the next short little bit of like next month or 2 or 3 maybe. So I went ahead and I pulled out, let's see if I can show you. I went ahead 2 days ago now and I pulled out all my school stuff. I determined where we were in every unit. Oh, and if you hear anything, my son is in the chair over there. My husband took everybody. He took my daughter to ballet and he was home in time to do that. So I was like, oh, I'll just record then. But my son decided he wanted to stay home with me and he is 3, like I said. So he's just in this chair, just off to the side here. You can't quite see him. And he is just hanging out, playing on his tablet and doing his thing. So if you hear him at all, that is what that is. But I went through every single bit of our curriculum and determined where we were in that curriculum. I also went through and determined which unit studies I wanted to finish before we started 3rd grade in August. So my goal is to have everything completed by May, end of May. And I would like most things done by, let me see what I did. So my January ones already hung on my wall to try to keep us on track, but I went ahead and I printed everything out. And then of course, at the beginning of this year, I printed out a unit study checklist to ensure which ones I wanted to do. And this is what I determined. So we are year-long school. We are year-round homeschoolers. And I went ahead and planned out, so I printed the entire year, so it goes all the way to December, but I planned out a few days that I planned on not having school towards the end of the month, and I put in a Christmas unit study that started at the end of November and went through all of December. But my main goal was determining how much schooling we needed to get done a week to be done on time. I think this last year I started us in August, but I think I'm gonna start us in September this year. August, it just didn't really work very well because Callie has 4-H fair stuff at the end of August, first week in September. So I went ahead and just decided we were not going to do school the first week of September because that's how it worked out last year with the fair. I just crossed it entirely off, and then I circled some days that I thought we would do some certain craft things. So like Grandparents' Day crafts, I circled that in red, knowing that it would be a school day, but it would be a short school day, was my plan there. I figured I wanted 90% of our schoolwork done by end of May, with the only remaining things just a few unit studies through the summer, because that is easiest for us in this time period. So we're still technically year-round homeschooling, but I like to get the bulk of our homeschooling done. At the same time, a lot of the other kids are being done, but at the same time, I personally prefer to do school in the summer. We can do school outside. We can go a lot of places. It's a lot easier. We're in Wisconsin. It is cold, it is wet, it is gloomy, and it's just not as enjoyable to be homeschooling, and everybody just wants to curl up and do nothing. So I try to still do homeschooling during that time. So all of January, I'm looking at my wall, you can't see it. It is the schedule for January. I had that we did no school on the 2nd, today is the 3rd, and we started our paleontology unit. We will do that next week. We will have off Friday because it is the day before my daughter's birthday, and I want to have a chance to clean the house. I have 3 small kids. The house is a disaster by the time we're done homeschooling each day. So I want a whole day where I don't have to worry about what it's going to look like the following morning when we have a bunch of people here for a birthday party. The following week, we're still going to be doing paleontology, but I add in our animals long ago study as well. So we'll be running 2 unit studies. They're both dinosaurs, but it's 2 different units at the same time. And then that continues through February as well. And then we have a Valentine's Day party we're gonna do this day. If you were here last year or you follow me on Instagram, last year you saw, we basically just do my kids like strawberry milk. So we do what they call pink milk, we do pink pancakes, and we do really anything that's Valentine's Day related. I also saw a really cute lollipop Valentine's Day thing. I'll insert a picture here. I'm hoping to do that too. Then this day is Pokemon Day. My daughter's obsessed with Pokemon. She loves Eevee and every evolution of Eevee. So we're going to spend that day going over Pokemon stuff and then continue back into our normal school days. And then of course, this is still the last week in February. Then we've got March. In March, we will still be doing our paleontology unit here, but we're also going to add in a St. Patty's Day unit here. Like I said, if you were here last year, you know that the entire week of St. Patty's Day, I made Irish foods for every meal, every single meal. And it was slightly exhausting, but it was a lot of fun too. And everybody loved it. And we ate a ton of different things and a ton of yummy things. And I plan on doing that again this year. Then we are going to start our space unit on, the 3rd week of March, it looks like. So we'll start our space unit here. And our regular schooling will continue then too. And we have April, we have our space unit. There'll be no school the 3 days surrounding Easter. I won't do school Thursday, Friday, or Monday. And then we're going to continue school. I will take the 14th off because we will be having my daughter's 2nd birthday this weekend. And again, like I said, I have 3 very small children that make large messes. And I need that one day to fully catch up and do all the things. The following week, we will do an Earth Day unit coincided with our space unit this week, and then we will continue with space here as well. I made a note here where I want to do 3 units of space, and since most of our school will be finished by then, I know 3 units per week will not be 3 lessons per week will not be a problem. Right now, we do 1 lesson a week, but that 1 lesson we do in 1 day. So we're doing paleontology and we tend to do 1 lesson in 1 day, but that's all I have planned for the week. So I know we can handle 3 in a week. Plus most of our other stuff will be off by then. I also have a day marked for Mother's Day crafts, and I have a day of no school for Memorial Day. Then we have June, where I know that we'll basically I think we have a few straggling schoolwork things that'll be done that will be finished by the 3rd week in June. Then we have our garden unit. We have no school again on Memorial Day, and then we have no school on the 9th because that's the day before Riker's birthday party. Then we have Father's Day crafts I have circled off, so we'll make sure we get that done that day. And our garden unit, we will be doing that week. Same for July. I took the whole week of definitely no school, the 4th of July, so the Independence Day. I also have our garden unit spaced out. I also have a knowledge crate box that we never ended up finishing or doing at all, actually, for last year that I bought. So we'll be doing our knowledge crate July box starting in July. And then we have August, where we're going to be finishing our garden unit, and then no school that last week because that is the week of the 4-H, our local fair. And then we start 3rd grade already, which it's crazy to me that I really only have 4 months left of this school year before I want to really reduce what we're doing. So I want to really make sure everything's done by then. But that will make sure we do every single unit study I wanted to do this year, except for our ocean unit. I wanted to have that done before we started our school year in September. However, by only doing one unit per week for the garden study, we will not be done by then, but I think I can probably do more than one lesson per week for the garden unit. However, we already did the unit study for oceans that I have planned out. We already did that last year in July, so I'm not really too concerned if we don't get to it, but at the same time, I'm pretty certain we will finish the garden unit study faster than I have planned. So I have a feeling we'll be able to do it again. And I'm kind of really excited to do it again because The Good and the Beautiful has released the new ocean unit and it's still free. So I'm going to go ahead and reprint it instead of using the one I had and use their new format. It's what I have planned for this new year and kind of where we're at with things. I like to just quickly refresh everything and make sure we're still on track before just kind of continuing on, because if we just kind of continue on without me double checking everything, sometimes we have fallen behind and then I don't realize it until it's too late, and then the kids don't really truly get to enjoy their summer with a lot less schoolwork than normal. So that is our plan. I refreshed our list here. So instead of just marking that I want to do handwriting twice a week, I marked down that I need to do 4 pages a week to be done by the end of April. I think by doing 4 pages a week, I'll actually be done sooner than April, but I'm okay with that. The more things that are easy for my daughter to check off right away, the more we're doing. So like the geography, I have her doing 5 pages a week, and honestly, she was doing that anyways, but I only have geography marked down for 3 days a week. So I was only budgeting 3 pages, but they're front and back. And a lot of the times there's extra pages that have to be done. Otherwise it doesn't go together right. And it's fine. Like today we did 4. And by Friday we'll have to do 2 more pages because the 1 page left over for 5 has to be part of another page. So just kind of the way the book works. And it's not like it's extra work for her. It's just the way the book is laid out. So I will make sure she gets that book done. Most likely because of that, that book will be done early. And then, like I said, the paleontology unit, I only have us doing 1 lesson a week. And that is making sure that we have time to do all the other schoolwork and get done in time. I also have her doing all about reading. I went through it and double checked where we needed to be. Before I wasn't really pushing how many units or how many lessons we were doing a week. I was just making sure we did all about reading 4 days a week, sorry. And that 4 days a week, I want to make sure we get it done. So I wrote down to make sure that we get 2 lessons. So I've been marking down if we get a full lesson done or not, because I want to make sure that the lessons that we have done are done, so we're done by the end of the school year. Usually I'm not too concerned, and honestly, if she falls behind, like if it's too hard, I'm not going to push her through it. I'll let her slow down and we'll just keep going through the school year or through the summer. It's no big deal. But in an effort to try to be done, I'm just going to kind of try to make sure we get at least 2 lessons done. But a lot of the time she does a lesson in a day, so most likely we'll have 4 lessons done in a week. Same with All About Spelling. I have it so she has to do 1 lesson a week, and that is a short, small book. It's a short little book, so it is small, and she's blowing through this. She's doing 1 lesson a week, and there's only 24 lessons, so they have them steps. There's only 24 of them, and she's doing 1 a day. So I just need her to do 1 a day, 1 a week to be done by the end of the school year. I'm not really pushing my son through anything. He's just kind of doing things as he wants. He does a lot of school with us. I'm not really pushing his preschool curriculum. I pull it out. He does what he needs to do when he wants to do it, and that is working for me. I like that process. So that is our January plans and our, first little quarter of the new year plans. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, also leave those too. I appreciate your guys' input and feedback. And of course, if you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are having a great new year. I'll talk to you later.